Well, good morning, Dirtfish Rally friends. It's day 2 of the Safari Rally Kenya. What a day we have in front of us. 150 of the most testing kilometres, 6 stages in total. Take a look at this though. This gives us an indication of how much rain we've had over the past few weeks here. It's really muddy in places, but in other places it's really dusty. It's going to be a funny old day out there in terms of the surface changes, in terms of the mud, the dust and all the rest, because it's so localised, the rain here. It dries up very quickly in places, and in other places the rain, the mud, the water just sits. So yeah, I think there are going to be extra challenges for our crews out there this morning. Now, first on the roads, after their unfortunate problems yesterday, Thierry Neuville, oh, we felt for you yesterday afternoon. Have they got to the bottom of what happened yesterday?
Yeah, it's very clearly to see. The bolt came loose, the nut came loose, and the damper just went out of its position. And
what can you do from this point onwards? I suppose it's one of those rallies where, can you get into the top 10? I guess that's going to be difficult.
No, top 10 is possible. I think if everything goes well and we do not have any puncture or any trouble, we should end up P8 or P7, so that should be fine.
Well, that's it. It could have been a disaster. That's not such a disaster. Today, look, we're looking at this mud. What do we think about mud in the stage, Thierry? Is there going to be much around today?
There's going to be mud around today, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness me.
Not sure in the opening stage.
It's interesting because it's so localised, isn't it? We were caught just a few kilometres down the road in some incredible dust, and then we come here and it's full of mud. Really interesting. Thierry, best of luck today. Needs a bit of luck, doesn't he, those two? It was so disappointing for them yesterday. Right back on track in terms of his championship challenge, and then circumstances completely beyond his control, and he's out the rally effectively. 6th or 7th place, who knows? We'll wait and see what he can do. And let's have a word with Jordan. Andy Malfoy with him this weekend as well. Jordan Serderis, bonjour mon ami, ça va?
Very well.
Good. Hey, listen, did you see the footage from Ypres overnight?
Yeah,
Did you see that? Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen it, have a look at the footage. Poor old Stéphane Lefebvre had an enormous crash, didn't he? He's okay. Co-driver and driver are okay. That kind of thing is very frightening, but it shows how strong these cars are these days, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. Even the Rally 2 cars, because it was a very high speed rolls, 17 rolls, I think.
Is that right?
17 rolls, yes. Yeah. So, but okay, they were totally okay, and this is the kind of things. It's not so bad for the crew, because when you roll, you decrease the speed very quickly.
Absolutely.
But not too fast.
And you never want to be there, like being in a washing machine. You had a good day yesterday, Jordan. What did you make of the stages? What did you make of your performance?
Not bad, indeed. But still, I see that I'm trying to keep the car out of the stones, out of the fesh. But the other guys, they don't mind too much, and they are quicker. So that's the point. I think I had a good day, a normal performance. I think better than last year. So I'm faster than last year, but still. The other guys, they go very fast. And also we have the fight in WRC 2. So we have two guys, including Greg, who is fighting for the victory. So they push very much, and so that's it.
Yeah. What about the conditions out there? There's a lot of mud around us here. There's also a lot of dust not too far from here. It's going to be very changeable, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know really what will happen here. I think it's still okay. The road position is not, of course, the best one, but I believe that the first stage will be okay. We have to pay attention with the splash, but for the rest, I think it's okay.
Best of luck today. It was good to see you out there doing so well yesterday. Jordan and Andy, really good to see them. 1 or 2 more events. I think you're going to Greece, is that right? Obviously, and Greece is your last one. He's changing his mind again. He really is. You can't get, it's in the blood. When rallying's in the blood, it's very difficult just to say bye to it all. Now, Pierre-Louis Loubet had 1 or 2 small issues yesterday, but he picked up his pace nicely in the afternoon. Good morning, Pierre-Louis.
Good morning.
How are you feeling today?
Good. Very big day ahead, so hopefully a bit more luck than yesterday. So
How was your drive on the road section here? Mine was very, very stressful. Do you know why? Because I made an error and followed Google Maps.
Ah, yeah, and mistake?
Well,
Where did you pass? In the
through the villages, through the mud splashes, through the spectator points, it all got very stressful. Was yours a little less stressful?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, for the puncture, it's not at all the best road section.
It's difficult.
You can, you need to be focused even there.
Absolutely. Tell me about your plans for today, Pierre-Louis. It came nicely yesterday. The progress was good.
Yeah, just to try to do a clean day. We are quite very far, so just to pass through will be already good because the stage are very, very hard for the car. I mean, very. You never know which rhythm to take, so let's see.
Best of luck. There we are, Pierre-Louis Lebet. Look at this. You know, we're right. It really is beautiful around here. Cornfields over there. You can see the tall corn. Can't be too far off harvesting that, I would imagine. But you can see again the dark clouds all around, the wonderful, beautiful mountains. We're in a very high bowl, really high up. A couple of lakes surrounded by mountains. It's absolutely gorgeous no matter what the weather you get here. Let's have a very quick word with Oit. Good morning, Oit. How are you feeling this morning?
All good.
You had a nice breakfast and a drive up here. We're saying even the liaison routes can be quite challenging on this rally. You can't relax, can you? Even on liaisons.
I don't know. I guess compared to the stages, you can relax quite a bit.
Well, compared to the stages, for sure. Expecting some muddy conditions out there. There's plenty of mud around us here. Water splashes, mud in the stages, perhaps.
Where do you see mud?
Oh, everywhere. Look at that. Is that mud there?
It's a ditch. Don't drive in the ditch. Drive on the road.
Yeah, but you drivers can't help it. When there's a cut to be taken, you take it. Best of luck, Oit.
Thank you.
There we go. Oit Tanak. Yeah, you don't drive in the ditches. He's quite right. He's quite right. Now, this man here, Danny Sordo. Danny Sordo. I'm still laughing thinking about your incidents with the zebras. Well, thank goodness no zebras were harmed during that incident. Danny, there's lots of zebras here today. I've seen hundreds already this morning.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Are you going to avoid them today? You're not going to scare them?
Yeah, of course, I don't want to kill anyone. Haz el cristal, porfa.
Tell me about today. It's a long day, isn't it? 150 kilometres, 75 in the loop. Yesterday was difficult. Apparently today is more difficult.
Yeah, yesterday was difficult, but it was a little bit more natural conditions, natural stages. But yeah, today is more like places like you can have stones and all, and it's quite more demanding for the pace notes and all.
What about the mud and the water? You know, is there a way of approaching that? You know, we saw lots of problems, obviously, with the water in Sardinia. Have you discussed it in the team about how you approach the muddy, watery patches?
I don't know. You never know to take these water places. The only can do is to use active the system like we have for the water, but for the rest we don't know.
It's going to be an interesting day. Best of luck, Danny Sordo. They have got, I have to say, a new air intake system on this car. It's very, very clever. And basically when they come to patches of real dust or real water, they can shut off the front air intake and it diverts to a new air intake, which is really below the windscreen. So it, fingers crossed, shouldn't ingest so much water or dust, sucks the air in through. Let's have a look at this. I'll show you in my very limited knowledge. So this is your air intake. Your normal air intake is through here, I think. Yeah, and it goes up into the engine and all the rest. Now, there's a lot of water coming up there, it can go in and it can drown the car. Same with dust. So what happens, they've got, I believe, a mechanical, maybe it's the co-driver that uses it, a mechanical switch in the car. They can switch it, it blocks that off, and there's an air intake up here somewhere. So for those few seconds that they're going through the water and the dust, they can minimise the risk of ingestion into the engine. It's very clever, and fingers crossed it works out there today, because there is quite a bit of water. Do you think that was right, Danny? Was that just about right, what I was saying? Just about right?
It was not so bad.
Not so bad. I will.
Almost.
Almost correct. Almost is good enough for me, I'll tell you. But it's very clever. And we saw the issues, didn't we, in Sardinia? There was more water in Sardinia for sure than they expected. But they've come up with these designs, and I'm pretty certain M Sport will have something as well, as will, for sure, Toyota. Waiting for more drivers to turn up. We'll be back with you in just a second or two. Well, we've come a little bit further down the road, and once again, there's already drama for Esa-Pekka Lappi. Look at the state of him, absolutely covered in mud. Yanni Fern as well. It seems to be an issue, I think. I don't know whether it's suspension, whether it's the brakes, I'm not really sure, but you can clearly see they've got the toolkit out. There's a little bit, I wouldn't say panic, I wouldn't say it's frantic, but it's certainly very, very focused. I think that's the suspension. I'm not sure. That's whatever it is, it's definitely not right, as you can tell. Goodness me, Esa-Pekka Lappi, what? He's battled his way through. You know, those shaft failures during shakedown. Yesterday he battled away hard. What's he doing? He's trying to straighten. Something's bent already. It's a bent. Look at that. Oh no, he's trying to get the nut off. There we go. He's got it off. Well done, Esa-Pekka. Well done. Do you know what? It's never ever good. You never want this ever. You know, but before the first stage, they'll be absolutely filthy. You know, they haven't gone through their usual routines before the start of this stage. Oh, dearie me. He's having to battle Esa-Pekka Lappi this weekend, but you know what? We've seen already, we've talked to Thierry Neuville, we know how difficult a weekend the Hyundai are having. We talked to Cyril Abiteboul last night, and he said, what does this rally do? It exposes your weaknesses. It exposes your weaknesses in your drivers, your cars, and your team. Now, you come out of a stage, you've done, you remember we've got 2 30-kilometre stages today, and I think a 15-kilometre stage. You come out the stage, you expect at times to have to do a little bit of work on the car, particularly suspension, brakes, steering, whatever it might be. But you really don't expect to be working this frantically on the car before the start of the opening stage. They've had a nice long service at the end of yesterday. I can't remember whether there was a morning service. There may well not have been. But something's gone wrong. You know, the road sections, to be fair, as we've discovered this morning, are very, very rough indeed. But you know, these are World Rally cars. They should be able to cope with whatever the conditions are on road sections. And let's just go and grab a quick word down here. We'll come back to this. Let's go and have a very quick word with Taka-san. What a day he had yesterday. Is this a brand new car? Have they found a new Toyota Yaris somewhere? Quite remarkable. We saw it yesterday evening and it was fit for the scrap heap. It really was. What a job the engineers and mechanics have done. It's like, look at this, we see this many times, it's like hieroglyphics. Those are the little reminders that Taka-san sets himself before the start of the stage. There'll be 1 or 2 or 3, maybe 4 particular corners that he has to be very cautious on. Maybe there's an opportunity on, and he has that little rundown of things to remember for each stage before he goes in. It's just a little aid memoir, just to remind himself of exactly what's needed. Look, he's all helmeted up. Best of luck today, Taka-san. I hope you have a better day.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see your car looking so good. We'll leave him to it. We'll go and see Aaron. He's in the car already. Good luck today, Aaron Johnson. These boys were great yesterday. They really were fantastic yesterday. Let's just have a very, very quick word with the man in second place this morning. Good morning, Kalle Rovanperä. A different day today. The conditions are a little different from yesterday, potentially.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit muddy now.
Tell me about the approach then. What's the strategy?
Try to be fast, but stay out of trouble. It's much more tough day than yesterday.
Can you put pressure on Seb?
Let's see.
He's a difficult man to pressurise, isn't he? Best of luck out there today, Kalle. Around about 20 seconds, I think, is it 18 seconds between Kalle and Seb at the front. Tell you what we're going to do. Let's head back to the drama that's unfolding with our Hyundai and Esa-Pekka Lappi. There is still some frantic work going on here. Really frantic. Poor old Esa-Pekka. To be honest with you, it seems to me as if it's getting a little more frantic than it was earlier. Oh dear, well that wheel's going back on. When should he have gone in? He should be going in after Taka-san, so he's still got a little bit of time, not a lot of time, but a little bit of time for Esa-Pekka Lappi. Okay, Taka-san has headed into the stage. Next into the stage is this man. He's 3 minutes behind, so he's got a couple more minutes. Let's just very quickly, Esa-Pekka, what was the problem? Can you tell us what the problem was? No. Do you think you've resolved it? Maybe. Good luck, Esa-Pekka Lappi. He deserves it. You know, look at this. They're still going round, still doing those checks that they have to do, checking the tyre pressures, the back wheels going on, whatever that was in the brakes, the suspension, the mounts, the hub. Not sure exactly what it was, but Esa-Pekka, as he's saying, they've done what they can before the start of this stage. Now they've got roughly another 2 minutes just to make sure that everything else is okay. Adjusting. Sweat dripping off Esa-Pekka. He has worked so hard this morning. What he's got to do is give himself a minute, 20, 30 seconds, just to refocus, just to bring everything down a notch or two before he heads into that stage, to get himself comfortable, to get the mud off those boots before he goes into the stage. We saw that with Ogier, didn't we? Muddy boots caused him that caused him a win there, didn't it? Cost him a win. Oh, best of luck, Esa-Pekka. Best of luck, Yanni. My goodness me, they've worked hard there. Oh, there's the champ. There's the champ. What a day he had yesterday. Dearie me, drama starts. Yeah, I'm not used to this. We quite enjoy slightly more relaxed driver interviews at the start of the day. It's all been a little bit chaotic this morning. It really has, us getting here. Here we go, look, cleaning himself off. Absolutely the right thing to do. Yanni, well done, Yanni Fern. There we go. Got to get himself as comfortable as possible, as focused as possible. Jeez. Do you know what? If they've managed to fix that, what an effort. What an effort from these two boys. Fingers crossed they're going to get there on time. I think they will. I think they've still got a few more minutes in hand. They're only, let me tell you, see that crossroads back there, Elliot? That is 1.7 Ks from the stage start. So we're maybe another 600 metres, 2.3 Ks, 2.4 Ks to the start of the stage. That won't take him more than a minute or two. He's got plenty of time. Just got to make sure, as I say, boots are clean, gloves are on, head is in the right place, nice and focused, calmer before the start, and then off we go. And hopefully the rewards of that hard work are there for Esa-Pekka Lappi. Good luck, Esa-Pekka. Go on, son. That's Esa-Pekka Lappi just firing up. Well, is it an ailing Hyundai? We'll have to wait and see as he comes to the stage. That issue with the rear left. Fingers crossed for Esa-Pekka. Seb, I'm sure you've had... Sorry, my friends. I'm sure you've had those situations before. How difficult is it after those frantic moments, and it was rather frantic there, to refocus, to get yourself set for the start of the stage?
Well, I don't know exactly what happened to him, but yeah, of course it's not ideal to start the day like this with a stress moment, but yeah, the important is then try to calm down and just focus on what's coming and put that behind you.
Absolutely. Plan for today, Seb. You had a great day yesterday. What's the plan for today?
Today is the big day of the event, so we know that yesterday was important, but still everything can happen today. So for sure we have to keep going and stay out of trouble. That's basically the main target here.
Best of luck out there, Seb. There we are. That's the champ. He's the man that stuck to his strategy brilliantly yesterday. Remember, it was about really puncture mitigation for Seb. It was about knowing where to push, knowing where to be careful, and he executed that strategy brilliantly. So there we are, folks. What a day we've got in front of us. 150 kilometres, 6 of the most testing stages you will find anywhere. You know by now, the place to be. If you miss anything at all, any stages during the day, Dirtfish Live Centre, and we will update you on all that's gone on. Best of luck to Esa-Pekka Lappi as he nurses that car through the opening stage. We'll catch up with you all later on.